So this is the basic male shirt that I'm wearing, right? It's got the What's Left logo in the front. And then if you go to the back, this is where you can, I think, do some personalization. The What's Left podcast.com down here, we want to keep that. But, if you want like for something else, for like I wanted for freedom, for revolution, for humanity. And I also wanted to mention the fourth industrial revolution and say, no, I don't want that. And this is what I want to wear when I'm, walking around with this shirt. And this is a t-shirt. You can also get a non-t-shirt. You can get like a full sleeve shirt, and I'll show you how you can choose that.
Welcome to What's Left, a weekly political discussion challenging the mainstream left. I'm Eduardo Barca with co-host, teacher and socialist Andy Livingston, and writer and teacher Jessica. We are online at what'sleftpodcast.com. You can find that link to our blog in the episode notes. You can also find our personal social media handles as @Don Eduardo Barca and @ZeptiKE on Instagram, and Jess's Twitter handle as @JHomie89. Please subscribe, rate, review, turn on your notifications, and share your favorite episode where we found this episode. Thanks. All right. So here we are, first episode of the year. And I'm still back home in Mexico for the holidays and at my grandmother's house in a room that's supposed to be private.
I see something weird back there.
There's something. Maybe you can keep that, maybe not. We'll see. But anyhow, so this is the first episode of the year, and we're still in the holiday spirit. I see Jess's Christmas tree still in the background.
I can't let go yet. I'm not ready.
So, Andy, you had an idea about doing a short episode on just some swagger that we you had an idea for. So Why don't you take it from there?
Yeah. And I think today we're not going to be challenging the mainstream left. We're going to be showing you our shirt idea and seeing if people want to get one. And I think a few months ago, you and Eduardo, and then maybe, I can't remember if Jessica, you were part of what we're doing at that point. I can't remember, but we had this idea that maybe we have a kind of dedicated audience. And we had this idea of maybe we could produce shirts. And then I kind of put together a mock idea of it, what it would look like. And it seemed like there were some people who really interested in that. But then it kind of died because we didn't really know where to get the shirts from, what vendor it is to use. And I just kind of got tired of waiting for, Jessica and Eduardo to give me some ideas about where to get it from. And so I basically just put together a shirt that I have used with a company called Zazzle, that I've designed my own shirt before. I think I made a shirt for Brandy with it. And basically we're wearing the shirt. Like, this is What's Left logo here. And it's kind of, I don't know if you can see on the back, but I'll show you more of it. And Jessica's got a pink version of our shirt. And we're basically offering the possibility for people to essentially get their own shirt. You can kind of design it, and I want to show you how to do that. And even change the logo, some of the logos, not the logo, but change the back end of the shirt where it says words and things like that. And really, I think we're just basically asking you to pay for the shirt, and we're putting it at cost, and you just get the shirt. So it's not really a money-making venture for us as much as it is kind of promoting our show, getting people seeing other people who might be excited about What's Left. I think it created the opportunity for us to get our new What's Left podcast.com kind of done. So I think it helps promote our show, but also I think some of the stuff that it says on the back for me really does matter to me in terms of talking about opposing the fourth industrial revolution and, fighting for humanity, for revolution, and for freedom, which is what my shirt says. I think it's what Jessica's says as well. But that's the area where there's a little possibility of personalizing it. So I just wanted to show people how to get a shirt and what the information they would need to give us so we could do it, and how we'd go about doing it.
So I really do appreciate you taking this initiative, Andy. I really appreciate that, really, because something you've talked about for a while, and I think it was Jess and I that were hindering your progress. And so you finally was like, I'm just gonna do it. And what came out of that too was like the domain that we have. And so it'll make it easier for folks to find us, which is something I've always wanted to change. What's Left podcast, just so much more easier to find. And I hope people will take advantage of that. And I do appreciate from the bottom of my heart everyone who has been listening consistently, who has been there with us on this journey. We're a small podcast, small channel, and it's hard to find us even with just like with the algorithms. But I do appreciate the people that we've come to know through this time. So it's kind of like a connecting thing with these shirts. Yeah. I personally have my shirt that's been mailed to me at my home, and it was mailed and I left to Mexico before it arrived. So I don't have it on, and I wish I did. I see Jess has one, and I see you have yours, Andy. So I hope that next time I'll have it on, which will be in 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think just to add, I don't know. I feel like when you first brought this up, I kind of in the back of my mind was like, we're not cool enough to have like merch or whatever. But I think you're right. Like it is a really, obviously we're not gonna even mark them up at all. So it's not, like you said, a money making venture. We're literally make $0 off of it. So it'll just be for like whoever wants one. And I think, like we had talked about, I think Eduardo and I were kind of hung up on like, well, like we need to vet the company and it needs to be eco-conscious and, all this kind of stuff. But I think, we're always talking about how we're not about purity politics and stuff like that. So I think small scale, it's a fun kind of opportunity. And you can get them in any color. I went balls to the walls and got pink because I feel like I have too many black shirts. So, whatever. However, I don't know. And he's going to talk about how to personalize it, I think.
Yeah. I mean, the only people who I guess are going to make money is the company Zazzle, we're getting it from. And I think there's some interesting personalization that's already happened as a result of my mom getting the shirt. She wanted two copies. And so I can kind of show you using Jessica's shirt, my shirt, and my mom's shirt, sort of the different kind of things you can kind of do with this. So should we get started? Okay. So let's see. Here we go. So this is the basic male shirt that I'm wearing, right? It's got the What's Left logo in the front. And that's going to be true for every shirt. You're going to have that. And then if you go to the back, this is where you can, I think, do some personalization. The What's Left podcast.com down here, we want to keep that. But, if you want like for something else, I wanted for freedom, for revolution, for humanity. And I also wanted to mention the fourth industrial revolution and say, no, I don't want that. And this is what I want to wear when I'm, walking around with this shirt. And this is a t-shirt. You can also get a non-t-shirt. You can get like a full sleeve shirt, and I'll show you how you can choose that. And this is black with white lettering and red lettering. So this part up here, the fourth industrial revolution, no, or for freedom, for revolution, for humanity. I think that's the part where if you want to get a shirt and you want something new there, you could put something new there. And I'll show you an example of that later. Or actually, maybe I'll show you my mom's version of how she personalized her. She got two. Let's see. Not that one. Yeah. She got a long sleeve green first. Okay. And says What's Left. And it has the same. She was fine with the slogans we had back here. And Jessica's got one in pink that's a t-shirt. I think, Jessica, yours is like a woman or unisex?
I got the regular one, okay. But you can totally get like a more fitted. I think there's like a women's tee option.
And in the pink, I'm trying to remember, was the lettering different on the back? Or was it just the red?
I got the same. You tried to tell me you should change the color and I didn't listen, which I do think like you obviously want more contrast. So I don't know. It's probably not going to show up very well on camera. It's not that bad in person, but I don't know. Can you see the red? I feel like you probably can't see the red on
You
camera.
can't see it so much. Yeah.
Uh,
So so maybe if you had to do it over again, you might have wanted to get a different color, or it's
yeah,
up.
like white on pink, or just, I mean,
Yeah.
you can see what's going to pop.
Yeah. And so here's what my mom also wanted, though. So people should think about this, is like she got a light blue. And so she said, this one says Fourth Industrial Revolution, no. And it says for Zima, for Hector, and for Lady, which are her three dogs that she loves.
It's so cute.
So that was what she wanted to do as well. And you can see she changed the color and she kept the white. It's a light blue background. But we changed the dark lettering to dark blue. So if you were communicating with me, you would basically tell me the basic type of shirt you'd want, the basic color you want in the back for the shirt, and then you might make some recommendations for what this wording would be up here, and what this and what the color of the lettering might be. And if I thought there was a problem, I'd probably communicate back to you and say, hey, we might want to try this. This whole thing works as long as we don't get a thousand shirt orders. This only works if we get like 10 or 15, where it's just like we get to know people, and
If
10 or
we get 1,000, then we're going to launch money making merch.
that's right. So, but if I'm assuming that we're not going to get 1,000 requests, I think we're going to get hopefully maybe 10 or 15. And I think we can do something personal. And it's a way of getting to know each other better and what you stand for. Now, I think the one thing that maybe me and Eduardo were joking about is we're fine with you saying pretty much for anything, but not for Biden and not for Trump and not for any political candidate, so.
For vaccines. For vaccines.
Yeah, we're not for vaccines. Yeah, I think there is actually some, what is it? Some censorship we'll actually put on this thing. So I don't know what those things would be. I don't think I would want what's left saying for Biden. I wouldn't want it saying for Trump, and I wouldn't want it saying for vaccines. I wouldn't want it saying for Pfizer. But I don't think that's going to be an issue. But for the most part, I'm assuming people are thinking about their own lives, and what they are for is something that's important for them and not somebody outside of themselves. So that's the idea there. So here are some things you got to make decisions about. You got to select a size, obviously, right? And then you can select styles of t-shirts. You can have the basic long sleeve shirt. They've got the woman's basic t-shirt. I guess they got the polo shirt. All these changed prices a little bit, but my mom's was only $10 more as a long sleeve shirt than mine. So it doesn't seem that much. I guess you could get a basic hooded sweatshirt. And I guess they got this value t-shirt. And then I guess they got some kids shirts as well.
I like
So
the
this is,
baseball tee. That's cute.
yeah. So this is some of the options here. And if you go to the Zazzle website, which I'll put a link to, you can see these things for yourself. It's just that's some stuff you can find, and you can ask if we can give you that version. And then once you decide the shirt type, then it's going to put some restrictions on what you can do color wise. Like the t-shirt color options are different than the long sleeve shirt color options, but generally you're going to see this color palette. And you pick a color, and then you basically. Oh, and of course, you want to pick like, okay, what do you want the logo to say, or the back to say? If you want something different than what we're saying, then you should let us know. And if you want something that's different coloring, you should let us know. Which I think I'm repeating myself there. And that's pretty much it in terms of, and that establishing your order. You can see this T-shirt. It goes for $19.95. I think there's gonna be a cost due to shipping, but I think if I'm going to set something up with Zazzle, so I think I can do free shipping. So I think the cost will just be this $19.95, and often they have a reduction in price. I don't know if this 30% actually is already marked down here, so I don't know.
Yeah, it is, because mine was more than that, I think.
Yeah. Okay. So so
Probably
this
charge
was
tax in some states too.
Yeah. Okay. So this gives you a rough estimate of what the price is, but the price is going to include any shipping I have, which I think I'm going to find a way of doing no shipping, and tax. So it's going to be this plus tax will be the cost. And I'll let you know what that cost is as soon as you tell me what your order is. And then I think the way we want to do this is either Venmo, or if you want to, you can send a check. And that'll just take longer time, but I'm fine with that. And once the check clears, or once I get the Venmo thing and the money's there, then I'll basically set the order up. I'll pay for it using my card, and then you'll send me your address, and this thing it'll get sent to you. I've already sent one or two to my mom. I sent one to Jessica this way, and sent one to Eduardo this way. And Jessica and I used the Venmo method. And my mom basically gave me cash.
So you're not accepting Bitcoin.
Yes, I'm not.
I have to send you my check.
Yes, well, that's coming. But so those are the ways I see you doing it. Oh, one other thing, and let me go back to sharing my screen again. The best way to communicate to us is to go to our What's Left podcast.com contact site. You can see this picture came before Jessica and Kenny joined us. And down here, wait, what'd you say, Jessica?
I said, look at you guys. You're so cute and like young and fresh faced.
Yes. That's like 4 years ago.
I was younger.
Yeah. That's like 4 years ago. The fourth industrial revolution will put age on you. And you can see, give us your name, your email, and then, if you want in the message to start to give me information about shirt type, size, things like that, or if you just want to start a communication about that, then we can do that. But whatever information you want to give me in this message, you can do that. And I'll probably, as soon as you send me an email, I'll probably communicate you. I will communicate with you through my email once we get your email. Let me see if does that seem to make sense, folks, as a way to proceed?
Yeah, because it sends people to our fresh new URL.
Right. And is there any other information people would need?
We'll just put the link so people can see the shirt in the description.
Yeah. I think they could just go to I'll just give them the Zazzle link, and they can see a rough idea of what a shirt would look like.
Yeah.
Okay.
They
So
will be able to look at like the color options and.
Yeah. Right. So you can pick. I'll give you the Zazzle thing, so you can pick the type of shirt, and the colors and things like that, and then you can send me, people who want the shirt can send me that information on our contact form. And does the way we're doing the money thing make sense? Does that seem like the right way? Venmo or check?
Yeah.
Okay. And all that will get figured out once you tell us you're interested in the shirt. And that's it.
Yeah.
I'm going to get one more of these shirts, probably purple long sleeve shirt.
Right. Good. All right. That's it for the shirt.
That's it, folks.
Right.
We're going to keep it short today.
Good. I always want short episodes.
So I'm definitely curious for the people who do want to order a shirt. This is just really, in some ways, a ways for us to get to know you and you to get to know us. And in some ways, it builds a little bit of trust, because this does require that in order to make this happen. Exactly.
Trying to get connected to the virtual world. No, it really does I feel connection, like I said earlier, for the folks. It's like giving a gift too, to the folks that really, I know they're the ones they're going to be paying, but it does make it feel intimate. That's the word I was looking for. It does make it feel intimate. So
we'll see. As it is, I'm happy with my shirt, and I'm excited that Jessica has a shirt. I'm glad Eduardo does. We got to get one on Kenny, and I'm really excited that my mom has a shirt, and I'm excited she has a shirt with her dog's names on it.
Well, I wanted to end with a question, if that's all right, since it's a short episode.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know what what like thoughts or ideas of like a recap of 2022, what it was like for us, or what do we look forward to? I don't know. Either one works for me, and that's just something I wanted to discuss on like just something that I was thinking about as like I was thinking about my change over this the course of the year. So
We can do it. I've
Like
like
now?
14 planners, so I've been journaling for the past 2 weeks. So I'm ready to go on that question.
You mean like now? Like I just want to do the shirts and call it a day.
this is like I guess this is like me going to the club with my cousins, and then they all want to do something afterwards, and I just want to go home.
Yeah.
Do you have like a word that like you feel like sums up your 2022, Andy? Maybe that's even harder than the.
Yeah, there probably is. I would say probably recovery. Well, what's
I
your
don't
answer?
know if I have a word, but I to answer your question, Eduardo, I feel like in 2022, a big theme for me was I did like a fuckload of things that were brand new to me that I never would have thought I'd do before. Like I started training jujitsu and I grew my own food and I started making my own plant medicine and I started taking guitar lessons and literally I made a list and there was like 20 things that I could think of like right off the bat that I was like, I just randomly tried this thing that I'd never tried before, like became a yoga teacher, stuff like that. Um so I don't know what like the word that sums that up is, but I feel like that was one of my themes.
I think I mean I just want to share whether we add it or not. I just want to say thank you to to I wish to the three of you. I don't know what happened to Kenny. Uh I really do wish he was here, but I just want to say thank you to the from the bottom of my heart to this What's Left team. I I never thought I would be as courageous in this past year, sharing on what's left publicly, and also finding new, like finding strength um, to share at school and to share with my friends and family. So that's new for me, and I've had a lot of confronting conversations, whether it be political, whether it be personal, but it was finding courage because I had a lot of fear, and what's courage without fear, no? So
Well, I feel
for all
like
that,
some of our best episodes on the podcast were because of that.
Yeah.
At least from my perspective, some of the best. Like not just your stories, but like
yeah.
what they brought out in all four of us. So yeah.
Yep.
Also, I realized I joined What's Left in 2022. It feels like forever ago, but it literally was only just this past year. So
Yeah.
Wow, really?
I mean,
When
I started getting to know you all and like coming on as a guest in 2021, but I didn't officially join until 2022.
was it the beginning of 2022 or do
Wow.
you remember when it was?
Well, I was coming on like weekly this time last year because Eduardo was gone for
That's
like a
right.
month or
And then we
two.
carried on. So it's
I
been
don't
almost
think it wasn't until like spring, I think, that you guys were like, okay, well, like you're co-host now. I
okay.
think I have to check that, but
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
no.
And I always have appreciated have you've been on here. So thank you, Jess.
Yeah.
All right.
I want to also say I agree with you. I think the use of the term recovery is in relationship to, you know, Jessica, you coming into our lives, and just feeling more. I feeling having have more resources around me, despite the fact that the world is getting darker, and there are more people that I can potentially tap as places to go. People where I might be able to find a home if the home here cannot be home, and people who I'm learning to trust. And Jessica, you've definitely been that kind of person, even though I still feel like we need to meet, and I'm looking forward to that because it made such a difference for me and Jake to just see each other. But I do feel love for you, but I feel like it's not going to be real until I see you,
Well,
and
on my list, my bucket list for 2023, I put meet my What's Left fam in person.
yeah,
So I'm definitely, I'm
yeah.
committing to come Bay Area trip, maybe in the
And
spring. Yeah, definitely this year.
and I appreciate that you use that term family, because that's been a theme that's been coming up recently in relationship to my own family, and then of course marrying Brandy. But it's just nice to have many families, or extensions of families. And I actually feel like, when I talk to my mom about using her place as a bunker to get away from stuff. I even said, like, hey, could Jake come? And she was like, yeah. And I'm sure if I said, could Jessica come? Oh, I know for a fact she'd want you to come.
I'm in your mom's good books.
I know.
I don't buck it up when I actually get to meet her. Although I know she's not in. Yeah.
No. So it's just that's a great feeling, and I really agree with you, Eduardo, that you have shown an immense amount of courage this year. I mean, I always felt you had courage to speak your mind, even when it wasn't necessarily popular, and when you knew that you and I were going to disagree, you always showed that kind of courage. But I do feel like you've gone into places that I know you've been more fearful of discussing, and come out here and done that, and it's impacted me. It's actually opened things up for me in my life as a result of that. So I just feel like very fortunate that I'm your friend and you're my friend.
Well, thank you all, both the two of you for really like stepping it up and making me feel comfortable to do that too.
Yeah. But in terms of ending the episode, I would just say, folks, if you know how to get the shirts, contact us and get started on that process, so you can get your What's Left shirt and walk around with it. When I went to the airport in San Francisco or in Oakland, I had 2 people say, I like your shirt. I don't think they had any idea what this was, but they said, I like your shirt. So, okay, cool.
Well, already starting to get some publicity for it. So I would look forward to putting on my shirt and have it in 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
That does it for this week's episode. What's Left is a weekly political podcast that's channel challenging the mainstream left. We post information about our topics and our guests on the episode notes where you found this episode, or on our blog at what'sleftpodcast.com. You can find past episodes to this podcast /channel there and connect with us. I remind folks, if you like anything you've heard here, please subscribe, rate, review, turn on your notifications to any of our platforms on Spotify, iTunes Podcast, Stitcher, Google Play, BitChute, Odyssey, YouTube, Rumble, Telegram, or Telegram. And you can find our blog and any of those links to the episode notes where we found this episode. If you would like to give us feedback about something you've heard or suggest something for us to cover, contact us through our blog, and you can always get that shirt as well on our blog. You can contact Andy. I'm Eduardo Barca with co-host Jessica and Andy Lipson. We look forward to having Kenny hopefully next week. See you next time. Ciao.